This is our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. And we're at the shop. Yeah, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. And we got some updates. We got a little weekend Bigfoot news, so let's get into it. We're actually playing our intro with audio. What is up, folks? Yeah, aloha to you, Brother Todd. How is it out there? Are you still out there, brother? Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. We are live at Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. What is up, folks? Amanda, cheers to you. Mikey, Jonacide, what's popping, y'all? Kristen, cheers to you. And yes, we're doing a quick live at the shop. Thought I'd tap in. Saturday, it's what, almost 5:30 here. Been vibing. It's been a good day. It's a beautiful day out here in sunny Los Angeles. I know some of you went through some storms. Hopefully you are all doing well out there. And yeah, well, I have this. Look, we got tickets for an event going on at the Catalyst tomorrow. That's next door to the shop here. And it's the Asylum Hip Hop Marketplace, Sunday, April 19th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And tickets are $20. There's going to be all sorts of things going on, DJs, MCs, and more. That's exciting. And so those are the homies there putting together a function. Come on out if you're in the area. And yeah, hopefully that turns out to be a good one. And they have many more after that. Let's see what's going on out there, Bigfoot world. Yeah, there's some updates I wanted to mention. You know, we've been bringing up the websites lately. What's up, Kent? Brother Kent in the house. Gustavo. Bimora. Brandon. I see Brandon up in here. Right on. Hope everyone's enjoying the weekend. Again, it's a really nice one out here. And as it should be. But you know, there's some wild craziness going on out there for sure. And hopefully you're far away from that. Unless it's some good wild and crazy. Gotta show this the silver squatch again. The camera's like, what? Yeah, thank you, bro. We got bro in the house chilling. Yes, he's over there doing his thing. We got backup here, so I'm able to focus on what we're gonna do here. So yeah, let's get into it. Some online Bigfoot reports have been coming in as of late, and we've been touching on them. And we're gonna throw up our little boom overlay there. Jump in the chat over here. Yeah, so we're going to keep you updated on what's been going on. A few of the websites we've been using. What's up, Gerald? Now I'm able to throw up some of the chats on the screen there. Yeah, so two of the main websites we've been checking out is the Bigfoot Mapping Project, which has been getting a lot of traction lately. And there've been, I think the site's under construction. There's several things going on, but we've been able to pull it up with some slight issues we've been pointing out, some reports doubling up next to each other, some reports appearing and disappearing while we're live, which is pretty interesting to have happen. Other reports sounding kind of bogus or just not believable. We try to vet those out, sort those out. It's all up to the individual. And while I'm touching on this, I wanted to give a big thank you to Urso. What's up? Salute, Testerman. Had some fun chilling on your live earlier. Hopefully you're not still live. I really wanted to wait till you were done and then give it some time. So hopefully, yeah, and feel free to, network in the chat. Y'all know I don't even have to say. You got a channel, you got some content, you got something related to what we're going to be talking about here. We got some news also, some updates on some news, other related news that we've been touching on. Besides the Sasquatch. And what up, Gnome Drew? We got Sharon in the house. Sharon, we've been craving waffles out here. And yeah, let us know if you got any tips for us and the waffles. Yeah. I know Garrel's been craving some. And we want them made from scratch. Good ingredients and some real maple scissor A grade. Can you help us out, Sharon? What up, Blazer? Salute to Blazer. Everyone else out there, big salute. I know Sandra Piper, she's, gives me the salute. I'm like, hey, all right, I'll salute you back. I salute certain people get salutes also. I just finished watching Eric's live on my walk. Cool. Right on, Kent. Yeah, I like hanging out over there with Eric. And so the Bigfoot Mapping Project has been up on the news lately with the, if you want to call it, the Canadian flap, the Ontario flap. There's been several reports that had popped up in Ontario, Canada. We read a lot of those. And I was wondering, I was like, why is this rash happening? Because the Ohio stuff, so, we've brought that up several times. There was a rash of reports in Ohio, so a lot of people don't know. Yes, we're repeating ourselves, breaking the record with Bigfoot Dwarf. And so it made me wonder. I was like, oh, all of a sudden there's a bunch of reports. So it could be because we did get a Hillbilly Herb. We're summoning Hillbilly Herb right now. We like him to be up in the chat. Makes us feel good. Yeah. So Hillbilly Herb had sent me a message and said, hey, check this out. This is a newsreel from not far from my area, about hours away. And I checked it out, and they brought up the Bigfoot Mapping Project. They actually they interviewed the creator. Bits of trouble here and there, which is understandable. We still get the reports in. We read them. I enjoy them. Hopefully you do too. And I yet to submit my own report yet. I almost did last night, actually. I'm getting closer. And so yeah, it's been coming up there, and then also on different I think different documentaries. I've seen the Bigfoot Mapping Project as of late. Different podcasts, they've been bringing it up also, which is cool. Yeah, we should be using these databases. And I know they're questionable. You never know. There's, it'd be cool to be able to like vet people and their reports, somehow, like, I don't know what you would have to do. You gotta show ID or something. I don't know how you do it. But that would be cool. That would be probably like a next step, right? And we heard about Harryman Road working on a website with a map, interactive map, I believe. So waiting on that, and that's exciting. And so yeah, it's been coming up quite a bit, so that's super cool. And we will be bringing it up right now just to check to see if anything's popped in as far as reports. Weekends usually I've noticed like a bump in reports. Of course, people are off and have the time to do it. And so I don't see anything funky fresh yet. I'm refreshing the site there. And I did notice today that Washington, I think one of the last reports we read from here was out of Washington. And yes, Kent Baxter, it's all a bunch of extraterrestrial goings on out there lately. If you're not sure about something, just blame the ETs. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we're going to be bringing that up. Actually, we're up to 11. Yeah, they say 11 now of the missing and unalived scientists. And I'm just like, whoa. And I knew it. I knew people were going to be digging more. And I'm sure it's the numbers are going to go up. And they spoke to the president. The president, they asked him about it. And so, clear the throat there. And so the president says that, yeah, we'll have a listen. We'll try to pull up the newsreel and check it out. Hear it from the president's mouth. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So I can't wait to hear what he has to say about it and what they're going to do. But back to the Bigfoot mapping project. Cheers, everybody. Got the bubbly water here. There was a Washington report that we touched on last, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what part of it was way up north. And I forget the exact part. And I'll drop the Squatch just to see if it pops up again. And yeah, I don't see it. And it was a fresh report, meaning that, it was colored green. And I'll pop the legend up there. And you could see, so what is it? Occurred in the last 7 days, it'll turn orange. Reported in the last 48 hours is green. Reported in the last 10 days, blue. And then worldwide sightings map is the yellow ones. And so this one, if I remember correctly, and it was on the last stream, it was green, and so it's no longer there. So that got removed for some reason. And I didn't think the report, for me, it didn't fall on the bogus ones or anything like that. So it makes me wonder, and stuff like that happens. So just a heads up. I noticed that, and I thought I'd mention it. We did read this Nova Scotia report, and it's interesting that when it got added because if you notice it, it's got like a little, I guess it still kind of has the greenish hue. Maybe it's fully orange now, but sometimes it'll be orangey, but with a greenish hue around it. And there'll be freshly added reports. So just a heads up, if you are checking out the map and you do see an orange one that kind of looks greenish, you might want to click on it anyway, because it might be a fresh report there. And yeah, so just a heads up on that. And what else we got? Yeah, so that's what's up there. And hopping on over, and yes, we are aware who this site belongs to. But we still use it. And here we are on the BFRO. And I did check for the funky fresh reports for today. And we have actually last night, I believe it popped in. And so a new report there. And right before that, we're gonna rewind because yeah, there was also a report that was added to the BFRO, and I believe it was the last report we read from here. And if I'm not mistaken, also, it was out of West Virginia, and it was at a Clorox plant. Anyone remember that report? Anybody? Anyone? All I hear is yep. Anyway, yeah, it is. They are cool maps, right, Brandon? I enjoy them. I like maps. I know Gerald's a map guy, and Upper Left Coast is very active, says Kent. Yes, sir. But all of a sudden, Ohio and Ontario, according to the databases, and so yeah, that report from I think it was West Virginia from a Clorox plant is no longer posted here. So again, another report that seems to have disappeared, like the Sasquatch. Um, so just a heads up on that. Yeah, Bigfoot reports disappearing like Bigfoot. How about that? But anyway, yeah, I haven't seen it. Maybe I've been missing it, but I do not see it here. It should have been up in here in the April reports, or at least these last ones. All these other ones we have read. At least we tried. We did our best reading. And so, yeah, we got another report here, April 2026, West Virginia, Berkeley County. And so this is another. So I wonder if this is the same report. I don't know. Let's have a look. Maybe it is the same report. I have no idea. I just remember when I read the last report, it talked about the Clorox plant, and you could see it on the title here, and I don't see it anymore. This one under it, I believe British Columbia, we did touch on. Boaters report tree pushover and scream 40 miles northwest of Campbell River. And so let's have a little read here. 42, what's up? Hey, Gus and everyone. BD, salute to you. Greetings. We got some customers up in here. Hello, hello. What's up, Richard? How you doing, man? What the F, peoples? What's going on, Richard? Is he just saying what's up? All right. So let's get the reading here. And you know what? Right quick, I wanted to mention Urso. I was thanking Urso earlier. Yes. And hopefully he jumps in the chat. Is Urso in the chat? Let's call him to the office. Let's see. Urso, to the office. The customers are wondering what the hell is going on here. Anyway, Urso had shared yeah, he had shared some information with us about some possible Bigfoot activity. And I want to say he might have mentioned the activity actually possibly before this report. But anyway, he was mentioning about having a foul odor for several days in his area. And then last night I got a message, and it was from Urso, and he was like, "Hey, check this out." And it was a RMSO. Y'all know RMSO on YouTube, right? Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. Thank goodness that rolled off the tongue there. And you know, I question some of the reports over there as well. I question all the reports. We should all question the reports everywhere. And thank you to Kent Baxter, which is going to lead me to there's Urso. Thank you, Brother Kent. And Brother Kent, check this out, man. All right. If I'm not mistaken, YouTube doing a great job, Dwarf. And so he had a message there. Thank you, Brother Kent, for your support. You're a great supporter on many channels, possibly even platforms. But check this out. Speaking of platforms, I talked about we're gonna pull this report back up right quick, but Kent just reminded me of something. And that's the Rumble wallet, folks. So if you have a content creator, maybe you're a content creator yourself. And let me take off the banner right quick in case anyone wants to screenshot it. But yeah, the Rumble wallet supposedly is a lot better for content creators or just people I guess you could deal with Bitcoin and different cryptocurrencies. And also the creator gets the full pay, and immediately on the spot they can cash out if they want. We've brought up that, I've heard and I know of a lot of content creators that have, had issues getting their full pay, and then of course it gets it gets shared. And that's why I've been trying to work on an intro that okay, so I had this audio on my intro, and it says that there's certain audios out there that will split the revenue if you use it, which I'm fully cool with. That's fair, right? But then there's others you got to be careful, and I don't know how you tell, but if you use the audio, they get all the revenue, so I guess you're left with nothing. So just a heads up there. And I want all the content creators, and especially those that are helping out, to be able to get their help to whoever, whatever it may be the cause, to get it the full help, and not get part of it shared with someone that you didn't know, maybe, or someone you may not want to share it with. You want your content to creator to get everything, right? So anyway, that's a heads up there. Check out Rumble Wallet, folks. Maybe someone will share a link in the chat, and I did share a link in the post a few days ago, so peep it out. All right, we're gonna boom, switch this up, and we're gonna go back to our report. And Urso right here was also commenting on, we were just talking about aloha to you, Urso, and it says this one must travel the Yadkin River. So he's giving some details here. So he is in the chat. Super exciting when this happens too. And yes, 2 weeks ago, smelled the odor. Yeah, Urso was having possible Sasquatch activity, and then Urso did the report. Were you having the activity first? Did you notice the activity first, or the possible activity? We'll say, right? It's nothing's confirmed, but we're on a hunch. We got a hunch here. Was it before the RMSO video? And if not, and did you have anything to do with the RMSO video? Because that was interesting. It's always good to get that little confirmation, and that's also why we read these online reports, just in case we might be reading a report from your area, and who knows, you might have a little more insight, or whatever. It may help you in a certain way or help others in a certain way. And we're gonna plug in our laptop so we have full juice here. Don't wig out, camera. I'll move slow. All right, I'm back over here. Cool. 360 didn't bug out like it usually does. And so very, very cool. And that's why we would do this also, Urso, just to get that extra information, man. And thank you for participating, and thank you for sharing with us, man. That's why we do this. That's why I like doing this. All right, let's see. BFRO report here, Class A's, report 80011, submitted by witness Brandon Beam, or Beam, on Thursday, April 9th, 2026. So it could be, let's see, is this the, tell me it's the same one. All right. I don't think so. I don't see nothing about the Clorox. Maybe they had to take away the Clorox plant and all that, right? Maybe with that, I think that could be an issue, right? If they're mentioning the plant, this might be a remix of that report. And I do believe so, folks. This might be a remix of that report, and they removed So if you want to see the original report, you could check out our previous one of the previous live streams, maybe a stream or two ago. We got the whole report. So this could be a redacted report, right? It would file you could use that for that, right? Redacted. Two workers on third shift at a tabler station industrial plant have a sighting from railroad bed behind plant around 1:30 a.m. Yep, sounds like it. 2026 spring, April, Thursday, West Virginia, Berkeley County, and there's the GPS coordinates in case you want to look it up. Investigator Eminem. Y'all know who that is. If you don't know, you should know. It was seen from railroad, quarter mile from the redacted plant. There we go. Yeah, see, we got some redaction going on here. All right. Nearest town is, it says Inwood. Nearest road, Business Park Drive. Observed. So we're going to reread this and see there's any, how much difference. They, like I said, they probably just removed the name of the plant, kept everything else in. Observed. This is Brandon's GF, girlfriend, reporting this incident. Two employees moving railroad cars on track in Inwood, West Virginia. They work for the plant named Redacted at request of plant managers. Yeah, damn. Blowing up the spot, but it's all good. I'm glad I'm glad we got that information because I think it's important. Why was Bigfoot at that? And I know the name of it. We've said the name of the plant already, but we're gonna keep it redacted from now on. The plant. Yeah, why would Bigfoot be there or near there? That's interesting. So it says looked off in the distance at a building that had a light source. Today, 1:30 a.m., 4/19/2026, they both saw a tall, approximately 8-foot tall walking creature about a football field away distance. They both looked at each other and said, "What the hell was that?" They didn't go looking for anything. Yeah, probably on the clock. It was working on the clock. Yep, there it is. All right. Also notice long strides, wide, blacker than black. He said it was huge. Absolutely no bear or person. Somebody in a suit. Other witnesses, yes, two people saw it, my boyfriend and coworker. Other stories, yes, I know a guy who says he's seen Bigfoot while hunting in Sleepy Creek State Forest. He swears to it, but everyone laughs at him. Not good. Well, I mean, everyone kind of gets even inside, you might get a chuckle. But I'm like, damn, tell me more. I want to know more about that. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see. Urso, no, I found the video report and put the location and timing together. Had to be here before moving to Moxville. Good work, brother Urso. And I appreciate it again. And yeah, that's it for that report there. So it is a remix. Can we remix that? And yeah, time conditions 1:30 a.m. Cold in the 30s. Moon was low and orange in color. Ooh. Interstate 81 nearby. It's about 35 minutes from Sleepy Creek State Park, where that guy has his sightings. And there's the follow-up investigation. Here's some mappage. All right. Right about there. Some red arrows. I know some of you are fans of the red arrows and circles, and some of you are not. It's all good. We could exist together, right? Could do pink circles and arrows. How about that? Nah, I don't mind the red. It helps me. All right, a few more maps there. Juliana, what's going on, homegirl? How's the farm? Holding it down? All right, here we go. There, another few maps with some details there. We'll leave that for a sec. I believe these are the coordinates. Look at that, right? Right there, Bigfoot in red. Looks almost buffed out. That's some chicken scratch writing. Is that even a G? Look at that. That's not an O there. It's almost a T. Jeez, but whatever. He was at the corner, right at the corner of the plant. Very interesting. Witnesses were right here in the yellow. Here's our yellow arrows. Right here. And they're redacted some information there. So it looks pretty industrial, but yet there's some woods around there. There is some greenery. Northeast corner of the warehouse, and there's the full address security camera. So there must be some footage of this. There's got to be some footage of this, I would imagine. What do y'all think? Does the plant have footage of this? Kind of reminds me of that casino situation in Oklahoma. Yeah, where the Bigfoots were behind the casino, getting into the grease barrels. And there's another. Look at that railroad over here. That should be in your notes, folks. And very, very interesting report there. Yeah, stick that railroad in the notes. And of course, all the other stuff, the address, the cameras. It's a lot of good information there. We'll see what turns out of this. Yeah, anyone hears any more about this certain situation, I'll be digging around. Let us know. And there's that. So that's our Bigfoot report for the weekend. Let's head on over to the studio. Boom, pop is open like that. What's the chat saying? And we got to check our timing here. Creeping up on 6 o'clock. You staying open overtime today, bro? Shop will be open after hours tonight. Bro will be staying. I'll probably hang out for a little bit. We will be open past 7 p.m., folks. So just a little heads up. If you want to come by and visit, maybe do a little shopping. I don't know. Say what's up. Jump on a live with me. Let us know. Boom. There's a link to the shop. And then these links aren't clickable, but I'm sure if you punch it in the search, boom. Still suspended over on X. Can you believe it? Oh, man. I'm sure you could. All right. Who didn't believe you that we had wolves, Juliana? Let's see. BFRO body green cover. Oh. Dorf needs to apply as a case investigator and see how legit they are. Yes. Well, I need everyone's help. You know, Urso helped us out. Juliana, if you didn't hear earlier, there's a video on Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization touching on a Bigfoot report out of North Carolina, and it's very near Urso. And actually, Urso was having some funky smells, some squatch funk lingering around his area around the same time of the report, maybe a few days earlier or something like that. But yeah, interesting share there. And there's Moondog Davis. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's just a bunch of like street signs and stuff we found. A bunch of there's Hunter and Bob. Bob's behind me. Let's see. There's Bob somewhere back there. Jimmy, the Mad Hatter. There's Rango. And I just slapped it up, man. This thing's sticking on with tape up here. This sign and everything is just kind of leaning on each other. You could come back here and maybe blow on all this and it'll fall apart. What's up, Gemini? Cheers to you. We were hanging out over on Midwest Night Watchers, Midwest Storm Stalkers live feed. You seen that YouTube yesterday, huh? Brandon, algorithms are thick. Yes, Brandon.
The algorithm is thick.
Yes. Is that DBZ behind you as well, Dorf? Who's DBZ? Anybody DBZ back here? I think maybe Dogman. Is that abbreviation for Dogman? We got a Dogman back here. And then this thing is one of those butt ugly pets. My brother hooked me up with that. He's like, you seem lonely. Here's a little companion for you. Yeah. My brother. Dead fish or dead meat, it matters. Where's dead fish cheese spread at? Dragon Ball Z. Oh. Yeah, no, but someone just recently donated a Chewy. Look, you see Chewy back here now? Chewy's back there and he's strapped watching our back. And this guy, oh, sorry, Mike. This guy locally here actually donated it. He said, like, dude, and he's older. He's an older dude. And he's like, dude, I've had this for a long time. You can have it. Because he knows I'm all into Bigfoot and everything. And he actually shared a Bigfoot encounter he had up near Reno. He was truck driving. And I recorded him, but I didn't, it was just all audio. And it was here at the shop. So we have gotten some, like, few reports firsthand. We're working on it, folks. Yeah. Feel free to share your reports. I encourage you, we could have you come on here. We could read your report. However you like it. Keep you anonymous. I don't see anyone sharing links. Cheers to you, Gemini. No one's sharing their links to their channel. Everyone not in the mood to network. What's going on? All right, we're going to switch gears here. We're going to get a little serious mode because there is some sad news and update to a case of a hiker here in California, and it happened in the Big Sur area. Now, Big Sur, it's a beautiful place, and it's kind of where the redwoods start for us here. And it seems like from Big Sur up, the redwoods start growing. Maybe there's a place under Big Sur, I don't know, but for me, Big Sur kind of starts there and then it goes on up. But beautiful area, but there's a lot of high strangeness there, and this is human crime included. And we touched on a case, and if you look into Big Sur, you'll see there's some missing 411 cases, and that's why this particular case got my attention. There's also a high strangeness, all these other topics that we're into, paranormal, cryptid. You could find out of Big Sur, and I actually got a buddy, a childhood friend of mine, who shared a weird encounter at a Big Sur. And I know he would never come on here. Maybe he'd give us an audio with like a disguised voice or something like that. But yeah, he talked about this weird creature, and not a Bigfoot, because I did ask him. I was like, well, dude, was it Sasquatch or something? He was like, nah, it was different. But anyway, so I've heard that firsthand, and just it's a beautiful area for sure. and hopefully I get to go back one day. Welcome to Jamrock, says Gustavo. Yeah, man, light it up. I've had a lot of people trying to get me to start my own. Kent, geez, why don't you start it, bro? You could, have a mechanic. Illinois, where Gerald's at, and have him drive, and I'll run the camera. Let's see. Do we got is Squatch Zone up in here? Squatch Zone, what up, Alan? Ventured into recorded for Dwarf. Let's see. Squatch Zone, I ventured into and record. Oh, all right, right on. I thought the homie Squatch Zone was up in here. I thought Alan was here. I'm still looking into the feline type that's been seen here. And I noticed also Brush Junkie, a channel that was actually she covers a lot of the fires and stuff like that. She's been covering cryptids and stuff now too. I know she got into that Oklahoma case, and her thumbnail was quite interesting. And I'm still questioning. I'm hopefully we get some more updates on that. But here on the West Coast, we had this sad situation where these hikers found a hiker unalived, and we played the newsreel, and from what I remember is that she was face down in the creek and complete, I guess, nude. They said completely nude, and the hikers that found her actually described what they seen. One of them had mentioned some sort of markings around the neck, and also mentioned about the firefighters, which I found interesting, telling them that some sort of a gash on the head. And so it makes makes you wonder, and it's right near a hot spring resort. And so yeah, the highly trafficked. You got the resort nearby. So what happened? And so the guys also described seeing what they, I guess, perceived as the lady's friend or someone that she had maybe been with, walking away, I guess, from the scene or something like that, which is weird. See, it's all kind of all over the place, the some of the information. And you could listen to the guys. We'll pull up a newsreel here in a sec, but there's been some updates, and then they went in onto who she was. And right here at Sky's the Limit, we're a smoke shop, but also a skateboard shop. So anything skateboard related, we like to stay informed. And apparently she was from the San Diego area of Southern California, and actually, I believe, skated for a particular company. And yeah, we'll have a look at the reel here. So just a heads up, this is and condolences to the family. It's really touched me, this case, and it makes me wonder why and what. And hopefully there's some closure for the family and the case. And again, there hasn't been any suspects. And it was interesting to hear what the hikers that found her said when they seen the guy. Yeah, they just had some interesting words to say, and we will pull up this newsreel now. Give me a moment, y'all. Chop it up in the chat, and let's see. I will pull up this newsreel. Yeah, anyone hear about this case? Again, this is channel 8 news. Let's see here. We'll get audio going. And they also updated on what one of the hikers had described around her neck. And that also was very interesting. So yeah, have a listen here, and let's make this bigger here. Volume. Here we go.
It was this group of hikers who came across the body of Joanna Shields on a popular Big Sur hiking trail last week near Sykes Hot Springs. At least one of the hikers described seeing marks on her neck. Friday, a spokesman for the Monterey County Sheriff.
There's other newsreels also for anyone who will be looking into this that actually interview the hikers, and you could hear what he described. I guess they're not going to play it here, but there is an update on that.
Sheriff's Office provided clarity on what those marks were.
In this particular case, this person tragically had injuries that were consistent with injuries that would be caused by insects. So in this case, we're not looking at.
So those neck injuries that the hiker was describing, the sheriff here saying that those were due to insects. I think they mentioned ants. And I don't. That's a little odd, I think, but definitely something to note.
At what they believe it was, we're looking at markings that were a result of insects,
possibly ants. And while an autopsy of the 37-year-old hiker hasn't determined manner and cause of death, pending toxicology results, her death is still being treated as suspicious, but foul play has not been determined.
So I think if there was an obvious sign of death, we would have already been able to conclude or make a conclusion on that. But in this particular case, the examiner has determined that we need the lab results from the toxicology in order to make that final determination.
The new details surfacing as friends and family share memories of the Carlsbad woman. A GoFundMe page describes Shields as someone who moved through this world with brightness and spontaneity, an adventurous spirit who touched the lives of everyone around her.
She just had so much energy. She was just so passionate, so kind, and she was always, putting other people first.
Said the owner of an electric skateboard company where Shields used to work. In fact, Shields talked about e-skating as an outlet for dealing with her own depression and anxiety.
At the end of the day, I guess now we just need to reflect and sort of celebrate who she was and, the time she had here and, the good she did.
Now, again, the coroner's office waiting those toxicology results to determine the exact cause and manner of Joanna Shields' death, and those results not expected for another 6 to 8 weeks. Reporting from Salinas, I'm Felix Cortez, KSBW, Action News 8.
Yeah, there's that. And again, condolences to the family. And yeah, hopefully they, are able to make some progress with this case quick. And yeah, e-skateboards, so electric skateboards. We don't have those, but yeah, I think I've seen some footage of her actually using some other type of skateboards as well. And yeah, super sad. And yeah, it makes me wonder what happened there. What was it, human? Was it something else? I don't know, but it makes me wonder. And they are considering the case as suspicious. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that. And again, be safe out there, folks. When you're out, you think you're in these beautiful places, and you are, you're going to beautiful places, or maybe going for a hike and going to maybe decompress or relax or whatever it may be. But that doesn't mean you should let your guard down, and just be aware of your surroundings, and yeah, who you're with too, man. I find it highly strange. 6 to 8 weeks to do a toxicology. They let the story. Yeah. And yeah, so hopping on over, we were mentioning the scientists, the missing and unalived, and we're up to 11 now. So I was wondering who's the 11th one now. We've been following these cases, and yeah, hasn't been stopping. And I'm sure there's going to be more coming up with people, I'm sure digging and finding, and that's what actually has been happening. People are digging up more of these cases. Some of them are recent, some are from several years back. And so I was curious to see who the 11th case was. I don't know if anyone out there has been following this, and actually we could have a little read about what the president said on that. Let's see. It says, yeah, President Donald Trump has acknowledged the disappearances and unalivings of at least 10 U.S. scientists with ties to sensitive defense, nuclear, and aerospace research, calling the situation, in quotes, pretty serious stuff, end of quotes. He stated on April 16th, 2026, that he had just left a meeting on the subject and expects to know within the next few weeks, or hold on, the next week and a half, sorry. So in quotations also, and whether the incidents are connected or merely coincidental, Trump emphasized that some of those affected were very, again in quotes, very important people, end of quotes, and that the administration would investigate thoroughly. And it goes on there. And let's see, did I have... So Fox just posted 8 hours ago. They're at number 10. But the 11th, let's see, 1 second. Right, here we go. So it says here, the 11th missing or unalived scientist in the reported series is Amy Eskridge. So I'm not aware of her case yet. A 34-year-old researcher from Huntsville, Alabama, who died on June 11th of 2022 from a reported self-inflicted pew shot wound. She co-founded the Institute for Exotic Science. Interesting. Where she conducted research on anti-gravity technology and UFOs, and had warned before her death that her life was in danger. Yeah. Cheers to you, Val Minksy. I seen you pop in. What's up, Pops? You getting ready for the show tonight, Pop Spikes? I believe Gary Spikes is going to be on the Cryptid Hunter show. Oh no, we need a... Let's see.
The Cryptid Huntress.
Is that right, Gary? You can feel free to share a link, brother, if so. But I do believe I set my notification. Ivy Ramirez para la oficina.
Ivy Ramirez to the office, please.
Ivy, I've been banned on X, girl, so don't worry. We're trying to work it out. Just a little heads up. Let's see. Roger, there you are. Bar and Grill is now open. Order up, folks. So yeah, that's, I guess, the 11th one, because yeah, her name does not ring a bell, and I will be taking a closer look at this. Very interesting. And keeping with the president here, actually, I had some other stuff I was going to bring up with the president. Just the connection. I had brought up, what was it, Easter, how they made the connection of saving that fighter pilot and the resurrection of Jesus. And then also a few days later, Trump had posted something where they had I think he removed it also, right? Where he was, it looked like he was Jesus and healing someone. So I was like, whoa, what's going on here with all this religious references and these rituals? What's happening? Anyway, and so yeah, also some other Trump news from my psychonauts out there. My brother actually sent me this one. Is this it? Nope. Over here. Let's see. Yeah. Trump and Rogan on the news. Anyone check this out? Yeah. Joe Rogan appeared with President Donald Trump at the White House on April 18th. Today, right? I know I've been off on my days lately. 2026, as Trump signed an executive order to accelerate. Yeah, you heard correctly. To accelerate. Come on, X. Doesn't want to highlight accelerate, damn it. There it is. research and regulatory approval for psychedelic-based treatments for mental health conditions like depression, PTSD, and anxiety, particularly among veterans. Huh. Shout out to homie Donut on YouTube, Donut Factory. He's been talking about this, that how they've been using Joe Rogan to push, you know, this whole psychedelic type thing going on. You know, everyone, oh yeah, it's all right. You microdose it. And so I see it, you know, and I get, believe me, I respect the psychedelics. I'm a psychonaut myself. I've had many a journeys, ran into beings. I know about the machine elves and more. But yeah, no, it's interesting. So here we are now, and Donut was right again. Maybe someone will share Donut's channel. Is Chi in the chat? I know Chi. I usually hang out with Chi over at Donut's channel. We shared his one of his recent series, the Illuminati toilets. Yeah, I think that was last week. Anyone catch that?
Okay, I found this on the web for the
What
Illuminati
the hell?
toilets.
Uh-oh, what
Check
the
it out.
hell? Who the hell was that? That was the iPad. Whoa, that scared the hell out of me. I was like, what? Oh man, that was weird. Anyway, I think it's time to get up off of here. Things are getting a little strange. Buenas. All right. Let's see. Anything else before we head on out of here? This is getting weird. Again, Bigfoot Society, Humboldt County. We shared that recently in the post as well. It's a good one, y'all. If you're into the Bigfoot topic, recommended by Bigfoot Dwarf. Check it out. And a shout out to the Squatch Detective. Yeah, he gave me a shout out on his channel, Juliana. Appreciate it. And yeah, you know, we're doing our thing here. It's a little different. You know, it's not all Bigfoot. But hey, you know, I whatever. Oh, yeah. All right. So, bam, let me make myself. There we go. That took a second. Leanne, Siri is always listening. Yeah, you see that? You see how that works, folks? Crazy. There we go, Gary. All right, Pop's sharing a link. He's going to be on tonight with the Cryptid Hunters, so we'll be hanging over there. And let's see, anything else we need to share here? I want to thank everyone for hanging out. And yeah, here we go. Our little Bigfoot weekend news report. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you're subscribed. Tickle the algorithm for us. And we'll be in touch, folks. Yeah, y'all bless up. See you around the YouTube streets. And you could get at me in a good way, not like that. I don't want the smoke like that unless you got the Bombay, the fire trees. Let's see, right quick. There they are. Yeah, you need to get a hold of me. Shoot me an email. All right, where's our outro, senor? Here we go. Peace, y'all. One love.